a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced. The attack also was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu.
Time on the play. They'll spot the ball at the Dodgers' 40-yard line. Looking out 5 for the Giants. 10 strong now, 10 carries, 44 yards to the
Hello.
Ike?
What?
Ike?
Yes, sir. Any word on casualties? Yes, sir. No. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Bye, sir.
You were the first friend I called for help.
Well, Beadle, if you were really my friend, you wouldn't have called me here at all. I spent most of World War I right here in an office in this building, and I would like to spend the rest of this war up front.
Not a chance, Ike. If the old man likes you, you're stuck behind a great big desk for the duration.
Well, suppose I get him to hate me.
Let him stick you behind a smaller desk.
Now, Europe, not the Pacific, is the only front that all three allies can attack simultaneously. The Russians, the British, and us. Now, the British Isles must be turned into the greatest military base of all time so that from it we can throw the largest amphibious force in history across the English Channel to invade the coast of France.
A lot of our experienced officers say a frontal attack on the massive fortifications across the English Channel would be military suicide.
I'm not advocating an attack tomorrow, sir. But one day soon, America will be mass-producing combat planes by the thousands. The Luftwaffe will be driven from the skies. Our paratroopers will be able to outflank those massive Nazi fortifications so that we can land 1 million men in Hitler's front yard.
The planes you're talking about don't exist. Your whole idea is visionary.
Yes, sir, that's his strongest point, I feel.
Now, Eisenhower, what if I said your whole plan is idiotic?
General Marshall, war is idiotic.
How soon could you leave for London?
Sir?
The President and I have been talking about a plan similar to yours with the British. Are you packed?
Well, General, I never unpack. I'm in the Army.
General Eisenhower?
Nice try. Eisenhower.
Oh, sorry, sir. I'm absolutely dreadful at foreign languages, especially German. I'm your driver, Kay Summersby.
Well, you're awful at saluting too, Miss Summersby.
I'm a civilian, sir.
And a woman.
Oh.
I'm General Mark Clark. I hope you can pronounce Clark.
Oh, yes. A fine British name. Clark.
Let's go, we're late.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Miss Summersby, would you mind not saluting, if that's what that is?
Bloody Yank.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen, may I present our guests from the War Department in Washington, General Dwight Eisenhower, General Mark Clark.
At ease, gentlemen. At ease. You officers in this room are the vanguard of American forces in England. General Clark and I have been detailed by General Marshall to report on your state of readiness for immediate combat against the German war machine. If what I see here is any indication, all you look ready for is tea time. I've heard this operation has been called the Connaught Country Club. Well, that club is now disbanded. The Atlantic Alliance was not intended to be formed solely with members of the opposite sex. Every officer in this room will get one chance to prove he belongs here. One, that's all. Either measure up or be shipped back to the U.S. For those remaining to participate in the invasion of Europe, I wish Godspeed and good luck.
Well, what do you think?
You know, for the first time, I have a strange feeling there's a war on.
Our impulsive American cousins must learn the virtue of patience. They will never succeed in shipping sufficient numbers of men and material to this side of the Atlantic to launch an attack across the English Channel this year or even next year. In the meantime, they must rely on the British General Staff to lead their inexperienced army and navy on the long, slow road to victory.
General Montgomery, shouldn't we work together instead of apart?
General Eisenhower, the British Army and the Royal Navy were winning wars when America was inhabited by naked savages.
Now that we've got our clothes on, maybe you ought to let us help.
And so you shall. But the only attack we can launch, with any possibility of success in the near future, even with America's eager help, is one directed against the German and Italian forces occupying North Africa. Now this is... May I ask who's smoking?
I am General Montgomery.
I don't permit smoking in my headquarters. You would please extinguish it at once. Is that an unreasonable request?
On the contrary, General, it's the only reasonable remark you've made all morning.
The only practical offensive we can mount in the foreseeable future is against the German and Italian forces occupying North Africa.
Can you get us to the airfield in 45 minutes?
Yes, sir. You can take the pounding on the back road, sir.
Thank you. What have you done to your fingernails, Miss Summersby?
I Americanized them according to your instructions, General. Khaki.
Now you've come up with a highly unusual plan for pulling all our forces together in time for a strike across the Channel this year. But the idea of a single commander over all our unified forces in England is not standard operating procedure. You know how the Army feels about anything relatively new. We're still feeding 2,000 mules.
Most of them wearing gold braid.
The present company accepted.
Of course, sir. Eventually, I believe there should be one commander over all Allied forces. In the meantime, the United States should take the first step by eliminating all separate commands of our Army, Navy, and Air Service, and put them all in the command of just one man.
I thought Franklin Roosevelt was Commander-in-Chief of our armed forces.
If you'll excuse me, General, what's his training for the job?
Why don't you ask him? Who do you suggest as that one man to prepare our forces in England for the invasion?
If you're not available, I believe there's only one other truly qualified officer in our entire armed forces, General McNarney.
You're absolutely sure McNarney is the best man?
Not only the best, but outside of yourself, he's the only one qualified.
Eisenhower, I wish I were as certain of what I was going to have for dinner as you are about the future of mankind. Now, don't tell him how to steer his wheelchair.
Joe McNarney? Never. We need him in Washington as Deputy Chief of Staff.
Mr. President, I honestly believe he's the best qualified for the job.
Didn't General Marshall tell you that I concur with his choice?
No, sir.
Well then, I am delighted to allow my distinguished house guest to reveal this military secret. He enjoys a good surprise as much as I do.
The last time we British surprised the White House, we burned it down. I trust you will not make us want to repeat that gesture. For, by the action your president has taken with my hearty approval, we may well be placing the future of our island in your capable hands.
My hands.
Major General Dwight David Eisenhower is hereby appointed Commanding General of the European Theater and will command all U.S. forces now in or hereafter assigned to the European Theater of Operations. What's the matter, Ike? Don't you want the job?
Of course I want it, Mr. President.
General Eisenhower, you will be preparing men for an invasion such as has never been seen in human history. Because of the demands of war, you will have to make many decisions by yourself, affecting the lives of hundreds of thousands of men. Until this moment, I always thought mine was the loneliest job in the world.
"22 and a half minutes from Bushy Park. That's excellent."
Thank you, General Spatz. Although I think I did nip the trousers of that Bobby in Trafalgar Square.
"Sell again, Miss Summersby."
Oh, General, I know this has been terribly forward, but are you liable to be long?
"Oh, it's my first conference with General Eisenhower. My guess would be yes. Why?"
Sir, my fiancé is major on staff here, and I understand he has some time free. Would I be permitted to be unmilitary for perhaps 30 minutes?
Kay, you've never complained about the hours I've worked here, the jobs I've asked you to do, so any time that your major is in town, you just let me know and I'll stop the war for you somehow. Would, an hour and a half be sufficient?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be sufficient for me. Go ahead.
Oh, he's a lot, that one, Duvall. I can hardly believe he's American.
Well, he's probably not full-blooded American, or he'd be like their Eisenhower. Did you know it made all the officers move out of the Connaught and into barracks?
What? You can't do that to officers.
Oh, tell that to your spit-and-polish general. They're calling Grosvenor Square Eisenhower Platz. But, never fear, flat 12E, over the greengrocers in Shepherd Market.
I couldn't think of taking your flat.
No, it's not mine. This is war. The girls got together and chipped in on a lovely little foxhole. You bring your own fox.
Kay!
Dick! Oh! Darling,
Oh, yes. No fraternizing with the natives. That order has just come down from the commanding general.
Darling, can we get married in an hour and a half? That way, that Eisenhower ogre will have to let us fraternize as often as we want to.
Well, there's one slight technicality. You see, I've just asked for combat duty.
Like a Connecticut Yankee entering King Arthur's court.
I would suspect that's precisely the way our Prime Minister wants you to feel.
Prime Minister, what sort of fellow is this Eisenhower chap?
You'll find the Americans have sent us a clerk.
With your approval?
My insistence. It will be simpler to maneuver in honor of our Rule Britannia. My dear Ike, you have houses like this in Abilene, Kansas, General?
Well, I was told there was one, Mr. Prime Minister, but my mother would never let me visit it.
Well, come in, gentlemen, come in. Here's the conference room. Help yourself to a drink if you want it. Down to work so quickly, General.
We don't have much time to waste, Mr. Prime Minister. The Joint Chiefs feel we must launch the Channel invasion this year.
My dear Eisenhower, with all due respect to America, the far-sighted country that gave the world my mother, I urge caution. After the frightening news from North Africa, that Rommel and his Nazi Africa Corps have destroyed the British forces at Tobruk, and are once more hammering towards Cairo and the Suez Canal, it seems obvious that the invasion of Europe will have to be put off for at least a year.
I thought this meeting was called to set the date.
Precisely. The date I propose is next year, June 1943, or possibly 1944.
Well, what about the year 2000? That has a nice ring to it.
I quite agree. I'm willing to wait if you are.
Mr. Churchill, you made a promise to Mr. Roosevelt, you made a promise to Joseph Stalin that we would set up a second front in Europe. Are you saying England will never do it?
If it means as large a sacrifice of British lives as there was in 1914...
You promised the Russians...
General Eisenhower, I hear you are an expert bridge player. You must know that Uncle Joe Stalin has more aces in his hand than he wants his partners to see. I assure you Russia will survive. But Rommel and the Africa Corps are heading for the oil fields of Arabia. If Rommel gets that oil, our aircraft, our tanks, our factories will clang to a halt. We must act now.
If we land amphibious troops here on the North African coast. Just a minute, sir, just a minute. Lord Mountbatten, you're planning to land in Algeria and Morocco, and they belong to the French. They hate you worse than they hate the Nazis.
Yes, when the French surrendered to the Germans, we did try to sink the French fleet.
The Americans would have done the same.
Maybe. But, by God, we would have pulled it off. You didn't. Now, there are still French battleships at Oran, Casablanca, and Algiers, where you're talking about landing.
Yes, and something must be done immediately to get the rest of the French fleet to come over to our side.
Exactly.
How?
I promise you I will crawl on my hands and knees and personally kiss the rear end of every admiral in the French Navy, if that'll do it.
With the French it might work, but I doubt it. I'd say our chances of surviving the French artillery, landing in North Africa and making it stick, are less than 50-50.
And, General Eisenhower, we must land, and we must make it stick.
But how, sir?
I have been in communication with your president. He has promised the tools to do the job. Weapons, supplies, troops, and the man to do the job. Congratulations, General Eisenhower. I am recommending you to command the Allied invasion of North Africa.
Mousetrap.
Sorry?
Phased out of England by good old Winnie, so he can run the show. And postpone the Channel invasion maybe forever.
Good heavens, why are you so awfully pessimistic?
I've just been given another promotion.
And that's bad?
This one is, yes. My first combat command, I'm being tossed in against Rommel, the Africa Corps, and the French Navy. Huckleberry Finn against Alexander the Great.
So you intend to turn it down?
Hell no, I've just begun to fight. That's a phrase from American history, Miss Summersby.
Kay! Oh, darling. Oh, God. Everything got so hectic I thought I'd miss it. Oh, Jackie, I had the General's car. They wouldn't dare stop him. I broke every traffic law. Oh, let me look at you. Gas mask.
Yeah. Tried it on once. Nearly suffocated.
Darling, where are they sending you?
Scotland.
Scotland? Oh, my God.
Do you know something I don't?
Darling, I know everything you don't. I'm with the commander of this whole terrible mess, remember?
What's in Scotland, Kay?
I can't tell, not even you. Oh, this damned war.
Not to worry. Whatever happens, I've decided to surrender.
Don't do anything foolishly brave. Do you promise? I want you back in one large, delicious piece.
Kay, if I should happen to get through wherever we're going, let's get married, even if it's in a foxhole in Siberia.
Do me one favor, darling.
What?
Always hide behind something.
Did your cloak and dagger mission to North Africa accomplish anything?
Well, I found that some of the French generals there are pro-Vichy, some were pro-de Gaulle, some were anti-de Gaulle, and a few were even pro-Nazi. But one thing's for sure, every last one of them is anti-British. The French, they are a funny race, parlez-vous. You know, no wonder the British were so happy to let us run the show in North Africa.
Mark, what Frenchmen can we get to keep the French from firing on us when we hit the beaches?
The French officers all suggested General Henri Giraud.
Giraud.
hero of both world wars, refused to go along with the French capitulation to Hitler and wound up in a Nazi prison.
But he escaped, didn't he?
That's right. Right now he's someplace in southern France.
Giraud. Any man that can escape from a Nazi prison camp has the kind of guts we need.
But how? If he's still in Vichy France.
Well, it's too late for any more buts. Find Giraud and get him out any way you can.
Right.
Welcome to freedom.
It has been a long road. Je vous embrasse. Au nom de la France.
This way, sir.
I assure you I'm ready to take over full command tout de suite.
I tried to explain, but he can't understand my French, and he doesn't want to understand my English.
Naturellement, the first landings must occur near Marseille. Then we must move quickly up the valley of the Rhone and split the Nazi forces in two. And then Paris.
General Joe, obviously you've been out of touch with the military situation. The attack will occur at dawn tomorrow, but not in France. In French Morocco and French Algeria.
Incroyable. Unbelievable. You are attacking neutral French possessions. The French Army and Navy will resist to the death.
That's why we need your help here, sir. This way, General. Joe, I understand your feelings. But in North Africa, we must try to stop Rommel's drive toward the Mideastern oil and throw the Germans into the Mediterranean. Now, you must order the French Navy and coast artillery not to fire on our ships.
I must refuse. It is impossible. I will take command only to return with the liberating army to the soil of France. For this reason, I'm here. For this reason only.
For God's sake, you've been rotting in the Nazi concentration camp. Now, who is the enemy? Them, not us. Now, you must issue this order.
What will be my authority?
Commander of all French forces in North Africa. I'll give you my guarantee.
And what will be your authority?
Commander-in-Chief of all combined Allied forces in this theater.
You do not understand. My country, my family will not allow me to assume a subordinate command. I am Joffre. I am Foch. I am Giraud. I am France.
Well, by God, I'm Ike Eisenhower, the toughest damn Kansas farmer you ever tried to throw a horseman over on. Ike, you don't have one soldier to command in this invasion except for the poor misguided idiots who are planning to shoot the wrong way. You have a whole French Navy planning to shoot the arms and legs of American kids who think all Frenchmen are like Lafayette. You have a French government in Vichy helping to ship French Jews to Nazi concentration camps. And don't try to tell me you're God, General Duvall, because I know you're not. Charles de Gaulle is God. He told me so himself. Now you're going to tell the French Army and French Navy we're trying to free your country, not hurt it, or by God, I'll break you to civilian second class.
Never have I been so outraged. General Henri Honoré Giraud is second in command to no one.
You've just seen a lesson in Kansas diplomacy. When am I going to learn to keep my mouth shut?
Hello, everybody. This is Lowell Thomas in London. At dawn this morning, a joint British and American task force launched a series of landings in French North Africa. They hoped that the French would welcome them with open arms. But they were wrong. French naval vessels and coastal batteries opened up a murderous bombardment. Allied naval vessels had no choice but to return the fire, and the battle was on. The British, to some extent, are reaping the harvest of hate sown when they tried to sink the French fleet. And the French include anyone who helps England, that means America, of course, in their passionate hatred. American troops, many of them shipped directly from basic training in the United States, clambered into landing craft under heavy fire, heading for the distant beaches. Their first time in battle, the first offensive action of American ground troops since Pearl Harbor.
French in Casablanca Fortress have opened fire on our ships.
They've scored a hit at 14,000 yards. 3 of our paratroop planes shot down, sir.
Where the hell's George Patton's task force?
We've lost radio contact with his ship, sir.
Heavy artillery at Algiers Harbor, General. More French batteries shooting at us.
The French, they are a funny race, Parlez-vous.
What a waste. What a terrible waste. Patton was supposed to land near Casablanca 4 hours ago. Where the hell is he?
Oran Airport on fire, sir.
Ike, Marshal Patton is broadcasting from France. He's ordering the French Army and Navy to resist us to the death.
Oh, man speaking with a German accent.
Sir, General Patton radios that he's ashore in force at Casablanca and kicking the hell out of the French.
Right! The frogs are throwing down their arms and coming over to our side.
Yeah, it's about time. Bless his heart. Well, send him a message that their weapons are to be returned. They're to be treated as allies, not frogs.
Bless his heart.
Jolly good General Patton, huh?
Sir. General Giroux.
It has been a terrible night for France, for me, and for you. General Henri Giraud places himself under your command.
The Allied advance in North Africa has bogged down in the mud and rain of the worst winter in memory. And out of the storm and mist has come the echo of a name sending a chill through the bones of those who remembered the armored blitzkrieg that destroyed France. Rommel, Marshal Erwin Rommel, on the march again. Hitler's ablest general has ordered the huge Tiger tanks of his Africa Corps to make a surprise attack. Aided by German air power, his tough Nazi panzer units have suddenly slashed into the Tunisian mountains and given green, disorganized American troops one of their worst defeats in our military history at a place none of us ever heard of before, Kasserine Pass.
What the hell is this?
General Hoffenberg's command post.
A whole company of combat engineers has been working day and night to build it. It's bomb-proof. Until now.
Here we go.
Damn it, Ward. Your troops control the passes. You had the artillery. You let Rommel's panzer surprise you, and now there are 1,500 American boys lying dead in the Algerian mud, being picked over like hogs in a slaughterhouse.
Ike, the French wouldn't take orders from me. The British wouldn't take orders
Well,
from
why
anybody.
the hell should they when you're sitting here in your mink-lined foxhole getting the battle phone in 70 miles from the front? Now, Ward, within 24 hours, I want you to attack Rommel with everything we've got.
It'll take a lot longer than that to perfect our defense.
You didn't hear me, Ward. Attack. I said attack. Now, I'm taking full responsibility. Now, where's the best place to hit and with what?
All right. I'd say probably our best position. Right about here. Fondux-Sabela Road. We'll start with the 18th Armored, 16th Infantry.
Have you personally seen the terrain at the Fonduc Road? Have you ever looked at the 18th Armored tanks?
All the reports right here.
Erwin Rommel wrote a book once, Ward. I memorized almost every word of it because I knew I'd have to fight him someday. He said, nothing can take the place of the commander at the front. Let the men see you. The higher the rank, the greater the example of the commander on the men.
In that case, Ike, maybe you should go.
Okay, Ward, I will. And when I get back, you better damn well get out in there and see for yourself. And if you foul up again, I'm kicking your tail back to the U.S. and putting George Patton in command. Now get me a jeep and a driver and tell him to get me as close to the front as he can. And Ward, if Rommel attacks, I'll phone you. Don't let it ring more than once. Keep firing, I feel a lot safer.
Commence firing!
Front edge of this battle line.
Sir?
Front edge of this battle line.
4 miles over that ridge, sir.
On the double! Soldier, don't stop. I just want to see how these machines are doing.
Well, if this was a woman, I'd kick her out of bed, sir.
Why?
It's a stinking coffin. It's got a pea shooter for a gun, wouldn't blow the cap off a bottle of Budweiser.
The supply gave us training ammo instead of armor piercing.
Why was that?
That's all they had. Krauser uses stuff goes right through the plates. What the hell, right? I guess back home they need all the good steel for Cadillacs.
The new Sherman tanks are on their way now.
4 of my buddies on their way too, sir. They just brought them in, over there.
We need some sulfur, too!
I gave the order to take a long-shot gamble to capture Tunis before we were ready. I was too damn stubborn to admit we'd failed. I didn't order a pullback. I was wrong. And that smart son of a bitch, Rommel, saw we were overextended and took advantage of it. So now there are thousands of green American boys dead, while their green commander-in-chief is still alive. Sitting behind a stupid desk.
You didn't have much help from your commanders in the field, Ike.
Well, who picked them? I did. I'm the commander, Luke. You know that. I'm not responsible for this horrible mess. I've never seen men die in battle before. I wish to hell some of those poor kids would close their eyes.
old chap. Devil, it's good to see you again.
Monty, my congratulations to you and your men for breaking through the Marif line. As you British say, good show.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
You really got Rommel on the run.
That's when he's most dangerous, as you have learned to your sorrow at Catherine. I could have predicted that.
Too bad you didn't. I've relieved General Hoffenberg of his command and sent him back to the U.S. General Patton here is taking over for him. George is our leading tank expert, and the best man we have for the job.
Delighted. I've heard so much about you, General. Hold it there, sir. Up until this moment, I didn't believe it. Tall handled, aren't they?
Ivory. And I use them. Let's cut the bull, General Montgomery. Our job is to kill Krauts, and I can't wait to get started.
George, you can relax. The show's over. You're out of film. Show's over, fellas.
Thank you, General. Ike, old chap. If I may suggest a course of action to capture Tunis, you Americans just hang on to your present positions and allow my 8th Army to continue to move forward. Our British desert rats are tough, experienced fighters. They'll do the work better if there's no one cluttering things up.
The hell they will. Last week, my son-in-law was killed by the Germans. Neither you nor anybody else is going to stop me from killing them.
Monty, I assure you, with General Patton in command, American forces will win their share of battles.
You told me the same thing about your famous General Hoffenberg.
I got rid of Hoffenberg, and I'll get rid of anybody else who can't do this job.
That's fascinating, Ike. By the way, if your inexperienced American troops are defeated again, who, may I ask, gets rid of you?
The tide first started to turn at El Alamein, where the battle began with the greatest nighttime barrage in all history. The concentrated fire of 1,000 mass cannon under the command of General Sir Bernard Montgomery. And the bombardment shattered Rommel's Africa Corps, sending the Germans reeling in retreat across the endless sands, right into the arms of the Allied forces under Generals Patton and Bradley. The trap was closed with the help of the Free French troops under Giraud and de Gaulle. And what resulted was best summed up by that fierce old bulldog, Winston Churchill, in an address to Parliament.
General Alexander, with his brilliant comrade as Lieutenant General Montgomery, has gained a glorious and decisive victory in what I think should be called the Battle of Egypt. This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning.
The end of the beginning. 300,000 Axis prisoners, as many as the Russians captured at Stalingrad. Now a large part of the German and Italian armies that once held this part of the world captive, they themselves are being herded into prison compounds. And now we're holding a victory parade in the liberated capital of French Tunisia. A parade to honor the combined forces under General Eisenhower, the untried American commander who underwent his baptism of fire at Kasserine Pass and turned that disaster into the greatest triumph of Allied arms since World War I. This is Lowell Thomas with the Allied forces in Tunis at last.
General?
You're learning. Slowly.
Sir, we want to spoil the celebration. This just came through this morning. It's Colonel Arnold. You want me to break it to Kay?
parade, General. I adore those Arabian horses. It's like to be at a circus. Without the candy floss, of course.
Do you ride, Kay?
Oh, good Lord. I told you my father was in the cavalry. Had me on a horse before my nappies were dry.
We have Arabian horses here at the villa. Would you care to ride with me this afternoon?
Oh, well, I'd love to, but I have no riding clothes, no proper boots, nothing. Thanks awfully, but I really couldn't.
We'll find something for you to wear.
But, General...
That's an order. Okay.
Yes?
I'll give it to you straight. It's Dick.
Oh, please, no.
Yes. The fighting was over. He was walking through a minefield, well marked. He hit his own tripwire. Dick, Colonel Arnold was killed instantly. Sorry is such an inadequate word. I hope you understand how I feel.
You killed him.
Okay.
You and all the other filthy gold-braid generals with your bugles and parades, pinning medals on each other. Dick, poor gentle Richard wouldn't hurt a soul. But he wanted to play with the big boys, so you taught him all you knew. And you thought he was listening, but he didn't understand. He never really could understand.
He did understand his duty to his country.
Oh, duty and honor, don't give me that bull. It's all for power and politics. And I won't play your bloody man's game anymore. I won't. I won't. For king and country. Well, to hell with the king and to hell with the country. You killed him, all of you. You killed him.
Kay, get a hold of yourself.
They're hungry for news. They'll try to trap you into revealing what the next military move's going to be. You better walk on eggs.
What's wrong with telling them?
Ike, these are reporters. They're not generals. The less they know, the better. You tell them this. Our glorious troops have triumphed again. And you say, now that's off the record, so they'll be sure and print it.
Tex, why do I have so much more respect for the integrity of newspapermen than you do?
I used to be one.
To wind this up, I'll go back over the main military actions. Our glorious troops have triumphed again after they were humiliated at Catherine Pass, one of the greatest defeats in American military history. A defeat which was largely my fault. Cigarette. I've learned a valuable but costly lesson from General Rommel.
General, why did you refuse to accept the German surrender personally?
The Nazi armies have violated every code of human decency. And not until the last Nazi general has signed the last surrender will I meet with one of them face to face.
General Eisenhower, the British press is claiming that only General Montgomery's smashing victories in the desert saved you and the American forces from your own disastrous mistakes.
Where do they get that knowledge from?
From General Montgomery.
Very interesting.
He also hinted that he wouldn't be opposed to taking over command of the invasion of France, whenever that is to be. Do you have a reply?
General Bernard Montgomery is one of the finest gentlemen and most capable soldiers it has ever been my good fortune to meet. We are allies in the truest sense of the word.
All right. Good day, gentlemen.
General Eisenhower, why do you have so little faith in the news media that you cut off any more questions after feeding us this unadulterated bull?
Sit down, Tex. Combined Allied forces will assault Sicily the second week of July, with the 7th Army under General Patton attacking the southern beaches here, and the British 8th Army under General Montgomery attacking the eastern beaches here south of Syracuse. We'll lead the enemy to believe that we will be attacking the western end of the island. Now, this is a dangerous amphibious attack whose success depends upon complete surprise. Now, you gentlemen of the press are now in possession of information that could lead to the loss of thousands of Allied lives. I hope you have some idea of how I feel every night. Good afternoon.
Well, Ike, you keep this up, I think I can get you the Iron Cross.
Well, this isn't just a general's war, Tex. The press are as much a part of it as the rest of us, and I want them to feel that way.
Well, I'll tell you what. That entire press corps will be afraid to have one drink from now on, out of fear they'll spill something to a German spy. You've struck a blow for prohibition.
Did I ever remember to thank you for staying on the job with me?
No, sir.
Well, thank you, Kay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what have you done to your hair?
Nothing, General.
Well, that's what's wrong with it. And your uniform's getting sloppy. And you should try some red polish on your nails.
Yes, sir.
Don't agree with me, Kay. It makes me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, sir.
Don't be sorry. The past is past, Kay. I know that a month is a short time when you've lost someone you love. But in war, it can be like a lifetime. Now, when you're not driving, I want you to come into my office and take care of my mail. Can you type?
Oh, Lord.
Answer my question.
Well, naturally, since I'm a female, I was born typing.
Oh, that's better, Kay. You're now my secretary, and I hope you hate it.
American and British airborne and amphibious forces have hit the southern and eastern shores of the island of Sicily in an overpowering assault that achieved complete surprise. Axis forces rallied after the initial landings and fought back fiercely, as they always do. But American armor under old Blood and Guts Patton threw them back from the beaches, and Patton's 7th Army rolled through town after town, much of the time in hand-to-hand combat.
General, you have a surprise visitor.
Good Lord, the Prime Minister looks happy. That means trouble.
Prime Minister's plane thoroughly checked over. He leaves for Cairo tomorrow, and from now on, he's our responsibility. Right. Come in.
I wish to report that Teller ate his dinner with his customary ferocious appetite and bad manners, and then piddled magnificently on the drawing room carpet. Apparently, he has survived. May I have permission to go home, please?
The tailor will be here shortly. You'll get measured for your uniforms.
That won't be necessary. What I've got will serve perfectly well. Thank you, General, but no thank you.
You're a stubborn Irish mule. You're going to get measured for those uniforms. You're going to get measured now. Miss Summersby. Damn it, that right now, I need you.
Don't say you didn't mean it, or I'll never forgive you.
I was going to say hello.
Hello, General. Right now, as you so beautifully put it, I need you too. I also need tenderness in the midst of so much horror. And so do you. And that I can furnish. We are both of us so terribly alone, General.
Damn it. Everybody calls me Ike.
Damn it, Ike. On with the war.
Come in. The PM would like to see you in his room.
The PM?
The Prime Minister. We've gotten very chummy over a bottle of claret. Maybe it was 2.
I'll be right there. Now, the tailor will be here. Tell him to fit Miss Summersby for a new uniform. She's a disgrace.
Prime Minister. Here, I come in.
Where are you, Mr. Prime Minister?
Right here, in this concubine's swimming pool. The only reason why I come to North Africa is to take a decent bath, General. You must know that. With the bloody water rationing in London, it is illegal to fill the tub. And with the fuel rationing, it is impossible to heat the water. Given that combination, Mrs. Churchill sends me abroad at monthly intervals in the interests of self-preservation.
I'll wait till after the purification ceremony is done.
We're going to have a good old-fashioned Donnybrook, firing broadsides right and left. And as former First Lord of the Admiralty, I feel more at home afloat. Take a seat, and let's have it, each other.
Open fire.
I want to enlist your aid to convince that stubborn Roosevelt that he is absolutely wrong on a major decision. What I am referring to is the timing of the invasion of Europe across the Channel. Don't you agree that next spring is too soon?
Absolutely not. Now, I'm not the same country boy you out-slickered at King Arthur's court. I've learned to tell which shell you put the little pea under. Now, you're reneging on your promise to invade France, which is absolutely necessary to win this war. And I'll tell you this, I'm not going to let you bamboozle me again.
My dear Ike, you cannot ignore the solid military realities. Forget the Channel. I suggest instead a strike northward from Italy into Yugoslavia, and then onwards through Austria to Berlin. Will you hand me that, sir?
That's a political strategy, not military. To keep Stalin out of Western Europe.
General Eisenhower, mark my words. If the Red Army reaches Berlin first, Russia will hold half of Europe in its iron fist and will never relinquish it.
You don't win wars by betraying allies. Now, unless Overlord takes place next spring, as you agreed, I'm informing the Joint Chiefs I'll be no part of it.
My dear General, that may be the best solution of all. The leader of Overlord will be decided in Cairo, where Mr. Roosevelt and I are to meet. If you persist in your stubbornness, if the invasion is not postponed, I have it in mind to give its leadership to that brilliant soldier, Lieutenant General Sir Bernard Montgomery.
You don't have the authority to do that alone. You'll have to ask Roosevelt first.
My dear, I do not fret. I have no doubts as to my own power of persuasion. In all her wars, Britain and her prime ministers always win one battle, the last.
Winston was outgunned. The invasion of France will go forward across the channel as scheduled. Child? Child?
Me? Oh, good heavens.
You are a woman and therefore child. There's a lovely grove of trees, the only one I've seen for 50 miles. Let's have our picnic there.
Mr. President, we have a guarded area set up 10 miles ahead.
Rubbish. The closest enemy soldiers are in Italy. That grove is as safe as Pennsylvania Avenue.
He is the commander-in-chief, you know.
Won't you come back here, child, and have lunch with a dull old man?
It's all right, Kay. I don't think that was meant to be a proposition.
Oh, how disappointing.
General Eisenhower tells me he may lose you.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, this suggested business of no more British drivers for the American military?
Oh, yes.
Why don't you join our army?
The wax? Oh, but that's impossible. I'd have to become an American citizen first. That takes years.
Not if it's by executive order, I've been told.
There are certain things I am allowed to do without the permission of the Secret Service.
Well, it is awfully kind of you, Mr. President, but...
But, come, but what?
There are some of us in this world who are proud to be British. No, thank you, Mr. President.
I told you she'd be difficult.
Don't you see any merit in becoming an American citizen?
You do make better coffee. Oh, dear. Even presidents must wait while Telek goes to the loo. You'll excuse us?
I doubt that I have much choice.
You can never win an argument with a woman, Mr. President.
Well, I could have explained to her that there are reasons for being proud of being an American. Proud that we are about to give Britain the best of America's youth. This coming spring to finally launch that massive assault across the English Channel. And proud that all Allied forces in the assault, including the British, will be under the command of one American, General Dwight David Eisenhower. Congratulations, Ike. The honor was long overdue.
Thank you, sir. I hope I won't disappoint you, but you know I'll try my damnedest. But tell me, how did you convince Churchill to change his mind?
I did my damnedest, and that's pretty good, you know. Is there any dessert?
Ike, they're hungry for news. They'll try to trap you into revealing what the next military move's going to be. You better walk on eggs.
What's wrong with telling them?
Ike, these are reporters. They're not generals. The less they know, the better. You tell them this. Our glorious troops have triumphed again. And you say, now that's off the record, so they'll be sure and print it.
Tex, why do I have so much more respect for the integrity of newspapermen than you do?
I used to be one.
To wind this up, I'll go back over the main military actions. Our glorious troops have triumphed again after they were humiliated at Catherine Pass, one of the greatest defeats in American military history. A defeat which was largely my fault. Cigarette. I've learned a valuable but costly lesson from General Rommel.
General, why did you refuse to accept the German surrender personally?
The Nazi armies have violated every code of human decency. And not until the last Nazi general has signed the last surrender will I meet with one of them face to face.
General Eisenhower, the British press is claiming that only General Montgomery's smashing victories in the desert saved you and the American forces from your own disastrous mistakes.
Where do they get that knowledge from?
From General Montgomery.
Very interesting.
He also hinted that he wouldn't be opposed to taking over command of the invasion of France, whenever that is to be. Do you have a reply?
General Bernard Montgomery is one of the finest gentlemen and most capable soldiers it has ever been my good fortune to meet. We are allies in the truest sense of the word.
All right. Good day, gentlemen.
General Eisenhower, why do you have so little faith in the news media that you cut off any more questions after feeding us this unadulterated bull?
Sit down, Tex. Combined Allied forces will assault Sicily the second week of July, with the 7th Army under General Patton attacking the southern beaches here, and the British 8th Army under General Montgomery attacking the eastern beaches here south of Syracuse. We'll lead the enemy to believe that we will be attacking the western end of the island. Now, this is a dangerous amphibious attack whose success depends upon complete surprise. Now, you gentlemen of the press are now in possession of information that could lead to the loss of thousands of Allied lives. I hope you have some idea of how I feel every night. Good afternoon.
Well, Ike, you keep this up, I think I can get you the Iron Cross.
Well, this isn't just a general's war, Tex. The press are as much a part of it as the rest of us, and I want them to feel that way.
Well, I'll tell you what. That entire press corps will be afraid to have one drink from now on, out of fear they'll spill something to a German spy. You've struck a blow for prohibition.
Did I ever remember to thank you for staying on the job with me?
No, sir.
Well, thank you, Kay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what have you done to your hair?
Nothing, General.
Well, that's what's wrong with it. And your uniform's getting sloppy. You should try some red polish on your nails.
Yes, sir.
Don't agree with me, Kay. It makes me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, sir.
Don't be sorry. Well, the past is past, Kay. I know that a month is a short time when you've lost someone you love. But in war, it can be like a lifetime. Now, when you're not driving, I want you to come into my office and take care of my mail. Can you type?
Oh, Lord.
Answer my question.
Well, naturally, since I'm a female, I was born typing.
Oh, that's better, Kay. You're now my secretary, and I hope you hate it.
American and British airborne and amphibious forces have hit the southern and eastern shores of the island of Sicily in an overpowering assault that achieved complete surprise. Axis forces rallied after the initial landings and fought back fiercely, as they always do. But American armor under old blood and guts Patton threw them back from the beaches, and Patton's 7th Army rolled through town after town, much of the time in hand-to-hand combat.
General, you have a surprise visitor.
Good Lord, the Prime Minister looks happy. That means trouble.
Prime Minister's plane thoroughly checked over. He leaves for Cairo tomorrow, and from now on, he's our responsibility. Right. Come in.
I wish to report that Teller ate his dinner with his customary ferocious appetite and bad manners, and then piddled magnificently on the drawing room carpet. Apparently, he has survived. May I have permission to go home, please?
The tailor will be here shortly. You'll get measured for your uniforms.
That won't be necessary. What I've got will serve perfectly well. Thank you, General, but no thank you.
Stubborn Irish mule. You're gonna get measured for those uniforms, you're gonna get measured now. Miss Summersby. Damn it, Kay, I have nothing to offer you. Except that right now, I need you.
Don't say you didn't mean it, or I'll never forgive you.
I was gonna say hello.
Hello, General. Right now, as you so beautifully put it, I need you too. I also need tenderness in the midst of so much horror. And so do you. I can furnish. We are both of us so terribly alone, General.
Damn it. Everybody calls me Ike.
Damn it, Ike. On with the war.
Come in. The PM would like to see you in his room.
The PM?
The Prime Minister. We've gotten very chummy over a bottle of claret. Maybe it was 2.
I'll be right there. Now, the tailor will be here. Tell him to fit Miss Summersby for a new uniform. She's a disgrace.
Prime Minister. In here, I come in.
Where are you, Mr. Prime Minister?
Right here, in this concubine's swimming pool. The only reason why I come to North Africa is to take a decent bath. General, you must know that. With the bloody water rationing in London, it is illegal to fill the tub. And with the fuel rationing, it is impossible to heat the water. Given that combination, Mrs. Churchill sends me abroad at monthly intervals in the interests of self-preservation.
I'll wait till after the purification ceremony is done.
We're going to have a good old-fashioned Donnybrook, firing broadsides right and left. And as former First Lord of the Admiralty, I feel more at home afloat. Take a seat, and let's have it, each other.
Open fire.
I want to enlist your aid to convince that stubborn Roosevelt that he is absolutely wrong on a major decision. What I am referring to is the timing of the invasion of Europe across the Channel. Don't you agree that next spring is too soon?
Absolutely not. Now, I'm not the same country boy you out-slickered at King Arthur's court. I've learned to tell which shell you put the little P under. Now, you're reneging on your promise to invade France, which is absolutely necessary to win this war. And I'll tell you this, I'm not going to let you bamboozle me again.
My dear Ike, you cannot ignore the solid military realities. Forget the Channel. I suggest instead a strike northward from Italy into Yugoslavia, and then onwards through Austria to Berlin. Will you hand me that, sir?
That's a political strategy, not military. To keep Stalin out of Western Europe.
General Eisenhower, mark my words.
Beetle, in the last 2 years that I've been fighting for the Channel invasion, I never once considered what to do if it failed. I'm considering now. My God, there could be 500,000 of our boys dead on the beaches of France. And I'm the one who insisted that the responsibility of the entire enterprise must go to one man, alone.
No, no, no. I can't go, you certainly can't.
Bedroom, General.
Better not call me General. I'm here under secret orders. The Germans are supposed to think I'm in London.
There is another war, you know, out there in the Pacific. That's that big ocean over there somewhere. My Joint Chiefs tell me that any assault on the main island of Japan will require a force of at least 1 million men. We can't spare Europe any additional landing craft, not one.
Damn it, Mr. President, that's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
We're giving you the exact number of invasion craft you asked for. You helped draw up the original estimates for the invasion of France across the Channel, remember?
But I didn't know I would be commanding it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that moment of honesty, Ike. You don't know how few there are like you. I will try to get you everything you need. But in the matter of shipping, my hands are tied.
Mr. President, how can I convince all of you here in Washington, unless we attack soon and with overwhelming force? The Germans will drive us back and gain time. Time to develop the secret weapons that Hitler's been boasting about. Rockets.
I know, Ike, I know.
Will hit London, possibly New York. Now give us the landing craft.
No.
You're going to do it with what you've got.
Ike, I do realize the terrible pressures you're working under. I will do everything I can to make it easier for you to bear them.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I sincerely trust you get over this illness quickly.
Oh, I haven't felt better in years. I'm only humoring the doctors.
Oh, Ike, I wonder if you'd do a favor for me.
Of course, sir.
Would you take this to Miss Summersby for me? I promised it to her in Algiers. I imagine you'll be seeing her.
Yes, sir.
There has been a lot of loose talk around Washington, General Eisenhower. I believe there was even some innuendo in Life magazine. I want you to know I understand. Now give them hell across the English Channel. And Ike, I'll try to steal some boats for you.
Thank you, sir.
When we heard your plane was forced down.
Well, at least it wasn't the Germans. London weather.
We just got your message a little while ago. I think Kay went through half the stoplights in London to make it. Then security in this place is so tight, Took 15 minutes to convince them we weren't spies.
It was worth it, though, General. For a while there, we all thought we were to be abandoned to the natives in North Africa. Terribly good to be back from here.
You'll never believe it, but I missed you. Now, where's the rest of the family? Where's Telek?
Oh, poor Telek's devastated. He was seized by the authorities and must remain in quarantine for 6 months. British Customs has declared him a dog.
Oh, in 6 months he'll go stir crazy.
Yes, especially if he saw the lovely new quarters the British are giving you, right near Barton Square.
The British are doing everything they can to make us feel comfortable.
Well, not all the British, Ike. When your plane was forced down in Scotland, we were taking bets that Montgomery had shot you down. He's been trying everything to take over while you were away.
Well, he knows he's in command only until I return.
I know that, and you know that, but not our Imperial General, I'm afraid.
What's he up to now?
The usual. Speeches, parades, press conferences, lectures to the primitive colonials. Wouldn't surprise me if he decided to run for king.
Oh, General Smith, only we British are allowed to make jokes about the crown. You Americans should confine your criticism to our weather.
Thank God you haven't mellowed.
Oh, not to worry.
Well, that still leaves him plenty else to worry about. Aside from Monty wanting your job, Churchill's still bent on postponing the invasion, de Gaulle's still sulking, and there's a new rumor that Stalin's about to make a separate peace with Hitler.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if all we had to fight was the Germans?
I'm not staying in a bordello. Ordered pillowcases and pink bed sheets. I'm moving back to Telegraph Cottage tomorrow. Oh, thanks, Mickey. Just what I need. You better get some rest. We're packing again in the morning.
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, I'm going to go to bed, too, I think. I don't know how you do it. We've been traveling 35 hours. I'm beat.
Yeah, I think it's time to turn in. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night, General. Sleep well.
Kay, I'd like to talk to you about some things. Would you care to stay a minute and have a nightcap with me?
Well, I thought you'd never ask.
Gin and it.
Always. It's the only British drink you know how to make.
Word to the wise. It's no good. You're going to get swept under the rug of American history.
I understand I'll have a lot of distinguished company under that rug.
And that still doesn't change anything for you. Well, it would for me.
Yes, but then you're not a woman.
I've been ordered to present you with a gift for the President of the United States.
Oh, how kind of the President to remember. And not hold the Revolutionary War against me.
That's because America won that one.
Cheers. Here's to winning this one together.
Kay, coming back from Washington, I made up my mind to order you back driving for 2 spats.
Just like that.
No, not just like that. Not just like that at all. There's been a lot of talk about us, Kay, in Washington. Even the President mentioned it.
Is there nothing better for American intelligence to do? I'm actually flattered.
So, you've made up your mind to get rid of me.
Yes. I changed it back the minute I saw you waiting for me at the station.
Careful, General. You're in serious danger of becoming a human being.
About time. My God, if I ran the war this way, Hitler would be in New York by now.
In New York, he would last 10 minutes.
You don't have to stay on, Kay. I don't want to see you hurt.
Too late for that. I'm already one of the walking wounded.
You're a very attractive woman, Kay. As long as you're on my staff, there's going to be a lot of talk.
I can take all that. As long as I know I'm still needed, at least let me have that.
You're needed. But when this war's over, I go back home, I'll still be a soldier and a father.
And a husband.
Yes. Whatever happiness we have together only lasts as long as the war.
My God, Ike. They raise a lot of corn in Abilene, don't they?
Well, it's honest corn.
My dear General Dwight David Eisenhower. I don't know what kind of women have been in love with you before, but this woman loves with all her heart, which is why she's always hurt, but lovely, lovely days between.
Then you'll stay around.
You continue to do your job, which is nothing short of saving decency and honor and the England I love. And I will do mine, which is infinitely less. It simply involves loving you so much that I don't care at all what happens to me.
Kay. Damn it, Kay.
Thank you. Shakespeare couldn't have put it better.
Be careful, he's brought reinforcements.
It's all right. I brought the West Point varsity. Let's go, Brad.
Good luck, General Bradley. I'm afraid you'll need it.
I thought you'd be rooting for an American defeat.
Oh, no. I hope I've seen the last of theirs.
My dear friend Hitler, Chico Gruber, the house painter, has given General Rommel a free hand to increase the strength and firepower of the fortresses facing the English Channel. This is German news we recently secured.
The Germans want you to have it. Propaganda.
Perhaps. But those huge cannon were not manufactured in Hollywood. This is really General Erwin Rommel. Those tank traps and mines are painfully real. Thank you, Corporal. Turn it off. I take it you've come here to face us with a final and fateful decision. Yes. Those fortifications you have just seen make any attack so costly in human lives, we must seriously re-examine the whole question of a massive frontal assault against the beaches of France.
Mr. Prime Minister, we've postponed long enough.
Are you prepared to tell that to 1 million widows of the men you throw onto that devil's beach?
I don't think there'll be any million casualties.
You're quite sure of that, General?
I don't care how many defenses Rommel builds up. Without enough men behind them, we can't be stopped.
But it does have men. And damned good ones.
But not enough. Brad?
We're going to make sure the Germans won't know where the invasion's coming from. Now, they'll have to station units from Norway all the way down to Spain. Now, that's thousands of miles of beaches, bays, inlets, fjords. And then simultaneously, we plan on hitting the Germans with a second invasion into the south of France. That will...
Two invasions? Absolutely insane.
No, we don't think so. We can trap half the German divisions in France between the two of them.
Oh, yes, and take so many men and landing craft away from the main invasion across the Channel that both will be doomed. This is lunacy.
Not if we can drop enough men behind those fortifications to knock them out before D-Day.
Our people say that you have selected landing grounds completely unsuitable for glider landings and targets for your paratroopers impossible to hit in darkness.
Your 82nd and 101st Airborne Divisions
will suffer 70% losses in glider strength and at least 50% losses in paratroop strength before they even hit the ground. Very impressive figures, but only figures.
Gentlemen, you'll find I believe in total democracy in these decisions. I'm perfectly willing to hear everyone out before having my own way.
Then what is your own way?
We already have forces on the continent in Italy. I suggest they strike northward into Germany and enter Berlin by the back door.
Mr. Prime Minister, the Russian army is a lot closer to Berlin than we are.
That, my dear General, is precisely the point.
If you want to beat the Russians to Berlin, that's a political decision and not a military one. I'll have no part of it.
Oh, and do your orders suggest handing half of Europe over to the Russians?
My orders are simple. Enter the continent across the Channel. Aim at the heart of Germany, not her rear end.
It's the only way to put the German army in a nutcracker, between ourselves and the Russians.
The only way. How well I remember our general saying that in the First World War.
You can't fight World War II with World War I thinking.
If the Russian army gains control of Western Europe, we'd all better start thinking of World War III.
We've got to fight this war first.
The impregnable West Wall.
The hell with the West Wall. There are no longer any fixed defenses.
There are no longer unlimited British lives to throw against them. Your plan is too risky. It must be called off now.
Mr. Prime Minister, you promised our president that England would join in the assault across the Channel.
I may have then. And I may have changed my mind now. A politician's prerogative.
Well, sir, I'm a soldier, not a politician. And my mind has not changed from the very beginning. My title is Supreme Commander. Now, does that mean anything? Is this my military command or is it yours alone? If it isn't mine, you British have my resignation here and now.
Are you asking the First Minister of the British Empire for unconditional surrender?
I'm asking for him to live up to his word.
Sometimes, my dear Ike, that is even more difficult. But I take no satisfaction in gaining my way if I know my way is inferior.
Don't start being reasonable. You only make it tougher.
That's my intention.
All right. This is how I see it. General Montgomery is absolutely right. We don't have enough landing craft to conduct 2 invasions at once. We'll take those intended for southern France and use them for the Channel instead. My military consultant, Mr. Churchill, is also right. The West Wall has been strengthened too much. So we'll put 2 extra divisions on those landing craft and hit the beaches on schedule.
Ike, you've become a very dangerous man.
The time to get off our tails has arrived.
You have learned my secret of making any compromise that will let you get your own way. You're learning to be a politician. Someday, I do not doubt, you will run for president.
God forbid.
Prime Minister, I still feel we're
not if, for God's sake, it's settled, done. I am in this thing with you to the end. And if it fails, we will go down together.
I bought you some of your penny dreadful westerns at PX the other day. Honestly, don't know how reading this dreadful rubbish can soothe you, but why don't you try?
What time?
0300. Don't you think you should chase us all out and try to get some sleep?
I can't understand why we haven't heard from the 101st. Mallory said he'd phone as soon as they made radio contact.
And what worries me is Duvall. We asked the French underground to help us.
You better. I not only put my neck in the chopping block, I promised him everything but key to the White House latrine.
Well, worrying won't help. I suggest as our contribution to the war effort, we turn in.
I think that's an excellent suggestion.
All right. Okay.
Later. Hey. Do I have any cigarettes left?
You have one lonely camel.
Suppose it should fail.
What if the weather changes and our landing boats capsize? What if the wind blows our paratroops into a panzer division? Or what if de Gaulle doesn't make that broadcast? Now, what if a dozen things I hadn't thought about happened? Now, who made the decisions? I did. Tomorrow, John Eisenhower graduates from West Point, a second lieutenant. I hope tomorrow he's still proud of his old man. If we're not off those beaches in a few days, tens of thousands of boys, just like my son, will have died.
Ike, you didn't invent war. You didn't even start this one. I will not let you take the entire blame for World War II on your shoulders. Leave some guilt for the rest of us.
Thank you, Kay. You always bring a breath of sanity into the asylum. You look tired, Kay. How do you feel?
Me? Very serene. Unbelievably happy. When I was helping to pull those poor mangled creatures from the Blitz, I remember thinking, you bastard Hitler someday will come and get you. And now we are. And he will know that England is not France and America is not Belgium and Kay Summersby is not to be trifled with.
I learned that a long time ago.
Oh, how? When?
Well, for starters, that khaki nail polish or varnish.
Lord. That was bloody rude of me, wasn't it?
Terribly rude. And so was getting yourself torpedoed.
Well, I hadn't really planned on that, you know.
Well, I hadn't planned on getting so upset when I heard about it. I'm out of cigarettes.
No, you're not. I've been giving you my ration all along.
What time?
It's 58 seconds later than when you asked me the last time.
Read this.
What is it, your last will and testament?
Almost.
Our landings in the Cherbourg Harbor area have failed to gain a satisfactory foothold. You don't know that yet.
Just read it, Kay.
And I have withdrawn the troops. My decision to attack at this time and place was based upon the best information available. The troops, the air, and the navy did all that bravery and devotion to duty could do. If any blame or fault attaches to the attempt, it is mine alone. Dwight David Eisenhower, Southwick, England, June 6, 1944. How noble. Burn it.
Kay, don't you ever bother to beat around the bush.
You are Ike Eisenhower, even though you don't seem to know what that means yet. You've done everything you could do.
Kay, thank you for being here. For everything. I can't say things the way I'd like to. Don't expect it from me.
Goodness. I didn't even expect you to say that you couldn't say them. You know how much I want this to go right for you. So much that I don't even care that when this war is over, you will shake my hand. Just as you shook the hands of so many of those brave lads today. And send me off. As you sent them. Good night, General. I'm going to bed now. There's nothing further I can do about your tomorrow.
Oh, my.